In the 90s, this man them were the people that were around the area.
Easy.
Around every show.
Easy.
Talking about on the radio, trust me, he was like the superstar, you know. When I posted the flyer, a lot of people were telling me that, yo, Lagazee, you know, I love to just go out to just go see this man. You understand me? And if those days were like this time, yo, I would have chunk of pictures with this man.
Easy.
Big up yourself, Moking. But in the meantime, we have a special way of inviting the president to every occasion. You understand me? As the president is seated, and I'm so surprised that Jonah, you haven't showed the president to the people them, so the people them don't even know that the president is here.
Easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Easy.
The president is here.
Easy.
The president is here. In the meantime, president, step out, man.
Easy.
Walk out, man. Come take your seat, man.
Easy.
In the red carpet style and fashion, baby boom.
Yeah, you mean president. Roll out, man. Red carpet, full security guard, man. And the good terrible baby boom representing. Asaase Radio.
President.
How are we gonna do this now? Answer audio check 1, microphone check 2. This happened to be none other than original sophisticated roughneck Mr. President, live and direct in the studios of Asaase Radio. If you don't know, let me tell you. Now, before we do anything, I got to say large up and a happy birthday for today, this very day, to Eddie Rankin skanking on the banking. Cause you know them man, they kind of going like some footsteps, you know. All a man like a black Santino are going like in his footsteps, you know. All a man like Lagazee going on in the footsteps. We give him the baton and he run with it, and him get all bossy and all these things. Also, I gotta say, big up to the First Lady, aka Izzy. Also to the young lady who goes by the name of Quee with her bohemian locks and all these things. AB, wherever you are, big up your chest. Talking of AB, we also got to big up the lady Prempe. Also to Nana K, aka the Macho Man. You think we're done? We're not done yet. We're not started yet. Nana K, aka the Macho Man. Also, can't forget about original Godfather ZAK, aka Zach of the LWR fame and all these things, because he was the one who introduced us to Ghana alongside AB. Talking of which, we got to also big up Mike Cook, Victor's cocked. Victor! Where him there? Where you there, out? Victor's Cocktail. Also got to big up Robert Tomaklo and all the whole of the Vibe FM family. Can't forget about man like Odifo. Can't forget about Amada. All of them man there. Talking of family, can't forget about original Schleppy, senior and junior, Afrifa. Can't forget about you, Sister Vic. Can't forget about you. Also, you think we're done? We're not done yet. Now it's family time. So the whole Ribeiro family over in Kolegono, the Pobi family in Jamestown. Now let's go to Kumasi real quick and big up the whole of the Mensah family, the Mensah clan, the Boatin family, all in Odium, all in Kwadaso. Oh man, we're getting a bit much in it. The name is President, and we are here live and direct. If I forgot to mention your name, it is not that I forgot you. It's just that there's a lot. Oh, Sexico, Patrico, wherever you are, got to big you up. Also, Eric and the whole Ando family, Starbites crew, got to big you up as well. I'm sure I've left out somebody. Hey, we remember as we go along.
Definitely, definitely. President.
Oh, sorry. Did I big up Lagazee? Are you so bossy? Are you so bossy? Are you play dub plate mostly?
President, how are you doing?
I am blessed. Thank you very much.
We give thanks. From I know from UK to Ghana is 6 hours.
Right.
So it was a direct flight to Ghana, or it was a transit?
No. This one was a direct flight. I've been traveling in the past couple of months though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to Antigua.
Direct flight there.
Oh my friend, don't bring yourself. I'm talking serious to my country's conversation. I went to Antigua for a festival.
Okay.
It's called D-Jam Festival. Talking of which, gotta big up bigger brother Anthony Brightly and Bernie Brightly. Bernie actually is resident in Ghana.
Okay.
But he's not here at the moment. And then I went to Spain for the International Music Publishers Forum, and then went back to London, and we are here now.
All right. Now, President, we're live on 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and 99.7 in Tamale.
Right.
Asaase Radio with nationwide.
Easy.
Now,
Which is
I just don't know. Maybe a lot might not know the president and what the president, has been doing for all these years.
oh wow.
So I would like you to tell us about yourself.
Are you sure we have time for this?
Yeah, man. At least I know.
I'll give you the abridged version.
Yes.
Let's give you the abridged version. Okay, so I officially date my career from 1990.
1990.
Yeah, the 1st of May 1990,
All right.
because that is the date that I published a column in the Voice newspaper.
Okay.
The Voice newspaper.
I was 10 years by then.
Oh,
Yeah.
small boy, you don't know the thing.
Easy.
I'm teaching you the thing, and you are interrupting the thing. So the Voice newspaper is the biggest black newspaper, English speaking, because I don't know how it goes with the French speaking diaspora, but the biggest black newspaper outside of Africa, and I think also America, because they've got a couple of big black publications as well. At one point, the Voice used to average about 2 million readers every week. So I started writing a reggae column for them in 1990, and that was called the Lagazee.
Okay.
So that intro that you played, that's the intro for my radio show,
Okay.
if and when I do radio,
All right.
and that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
Lagazee and the Voice and the Nation. So the Lagazee was in the Voice newspaper,
Okay.
and I left the Voice in 96.
Okay.
I went to New Nation.
Okay.
Now, when I was doing the column in the Voice, so every week I'd be interviewing the visiting artists and some of the local UK artists. So them time there I was almost as bossy as you, because I looked on your wall and I see that I am in rarefied company, because the man you just interviewed, Nadine Sutherland, the other day,
Yeah.
and then not too long ago was Burning Spear.
Definitely.
Yeah. What's the them legendary, and I'm on the same show as them legendary.
Definitely.
Oh, I have arrived.
Asaase Radio.
President.
And I love how you're using our clientele
Yeah.
to nice up your show.
You don't see it.
Because the easy,
Yeah.
how it go?
Yeah.
Easy.
That sound like Romain Virgo.
Roman Virgo.
On the Asaase Radio, how it go? How it go?
Asaase Radio.
That sound like Baby Boom. Yo, you owe me some royalties, rude boy. You owe me some royalties right up here. I'm collecting. I am here collecting.
Definitely.
So yeah, I was interviewing all of the artists of the day. So you name them, with the exception of, so Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. Of course, they had passed away by the time I started writing. But outside of that,
Everyone.
It's easier to try and name the ones that I didn't actually sit down with.
Okay.
So like, when I'm thinking on it, Marcia Griffiths, I didn't actually get to sit down with her,
Okay.
but I know her.
Okay. Auntie Marcia has given me a hell of a time.
Oh really?
Seriously.
Were you trying to get an interview?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been arranging.
Oh well, if you already got the link, then you don't need Uncle Prez. It's okay. You're good.
I talked to Auntie Marcia, and trust me,
Oh, I want to tell you a quick story about Auntie Marcia.
All right.
So I'm in Jamaica this time, yeah, and I was at a Jamaica music conference, and Miss Marcia was on the panel.
Okay.
And when the panel done, I took the microphone and I'm like, at full time we stopped calling this lady the queen of reggae,
Yeah.
And her face went, And the whole crowd went, and I was like, yeah, man, because right now we can have a queen of this type of reggae, we can have a queen of that type of reggae. And when I came into business 30 years ago, this lady was already a queen of reggae. So right now you need to stop calling her the queen of reggae. And she was sitting there like this.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, welcome to the African youth, yeah. Away must about, yeah. I wish trouble him I bring round, yeah. And I was like, we need to call her the emperor, the empress of reggae, because she's the queen of queens.
Of course.
She was there in the beginning, and she's still having hits.
Definitely.
4 decades later, she's still be having hits. So we can't call her the queen of reggae anymore. We should be calling her the
Empress of reggae.
Indeed, which is
Amazing.
So this is supposed to be the abridged version of the story. So
Of course.
1996, I go to New Nation and carried on with the journalism, but that stint didn't last long. It gave me a lot of freedom, because I now had a bigger space. Because when I was in The Voice, the space was small. Sometimes I didn't even get in the paper.
Okay.
So we get the paper, we start looking through it, going through the pages, and I'm like, oh, I didn't make it this week. But then we get to New Nation, they gave me a whole page.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I reach. But unfortunately, like I said, it didn't last long. We lasted about 6 months. Then I was editing a few magazines. In fact, there's a young man whose birthday is today who thieved one of the names. The name of his sound was a magazine that I was doing actually with Abraham and Zach.
Okay.
And it was called Nexus. So it was Nexus is it Greek or is it Latin for link?
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be a link between the UK and Ghana. So it was a magazine for the Ghanaian community in the UK. So I was I was editing a few magazines, of which Nexus was one. So I did that for a few years. I did a little bit of radio at that time, and then we fast forward to 2000. But in between all of that is when the actual radio comes into effect. So then we go back to Godfather Zach. So Zach had this radio station. So he's known for in the late 80s. He had a radio station called LWR, which was a community radio station, but it was rivaling the main pop stations of the day. That's how he made his name and his fame. So we come to the mid 90s now, and he's got this radio station called Buzz FM in London. And he was working with this young gentleman called Abraham. Abraham gets this itch. He wants to come to Ghana. So he comes to Ghana, and he starts working with this radio station called Vibe FM. So he says to us that, y'all need to come see what's going on in Ghana. So we come here, I think it was 94, 95, when the airwaves had just been, what's the word again? They're giving out some new licenses. So Vibe FM was one of the early licenses. So we came here and we blazed a trail of glory.
Are you talking about Abraham Ohenijang?
Yes, one and the same.
All right. All right.
Oh, sorry, I didn't give him his full title.
Of course.
Sorry. Big up your chest wherever you are, Abraham. Yes, it was him. It was his fault.
Okay.
So he brought us, and we came to do Vibe FM. And a few years later, I came back, and Santino was the man at Vibe FM. And he says to me, so President, when you came the first time, how long were you here? And I said, was it a week, maybe 2 weeks? He says, what? And you came to make such a name for yourself, and you made such an impact. Because the airways were new. Yeah. And the voices were fresh. Yeah. And the music, because them time that we didn't have the music. And I used to do these mixes and all these things. In fact, I'll tell you another story. So I came back, the same time I came back with Santino now. And I'm on the way from the airport, going to, I was staying at my brother's house in Dansomai. So I'm in the car going to Dansomai, and I'm hearing them on the radio. Yes, and President is going to be here. This time I'm going home, Yeah. And they're like, yeah, President will be here at 10 o'clock. I said, you lie bad. I'm going to bar first before I come to this club. And I'm listening to them, and they're talking. So I get to this club now. And I get there and I'm DJing and I'm rinsing and I'm mixing and I know I'm doing a good job.
Definitely.
And there's this brother standing right by the DJ box. You know, them time you used to have a DJ box and there'd be like a latch, so you open it to go in. So he's standing right there, two of them. They're just standing there watching me, watching my every move. I'm getting worried. These people are not dancing. They're not cheering, nothing. I can't move these people. And I'm playing. This time I'm sweating now. I'm sweating and I'm DJing and I'm mixing. And I know that I'm rocking the place and everybody's dancing except these two.
Wow.
Standing right there. And so I finish. And I come off and they're standing there. And they said, "Oh, President, we didn't enjoy your show, Cry." I said, "Oh, but why? But why?" He said, "But President, you didn't laugh. All they came was to hear my laugh, my famous laugh that was all over Vibe FM. That's what they wanted to hear." I was like, "Oh, but Charlie, I was being serious. I don't have to laugh." Yeah, when bad man makes no laugh, you know it.
No, sir.
So back to the career, and in the late 90s, so 99 into 2000, I was approached by this music publishing company called Westbury Music. Again, in that intro, Westbury days, now I'm set up in one thing. So they had a lot of legacy reggae catalogs. So it was man like Uroy, John Holt, Max Romeo, Winston Riley. Who else did they have at that time? So it was legacy artists. So that's what I Bunny Lee, Bunny Striker Lee. That was the big catalog. Yeah. So that's what I learned publishing on. So they brought me in as a consultant, and I left 8 years later, and that's when I started up Back to the Future Music in 2008. So we're now in our 15th year, and we are enjoying.
Wow.
Yes, we are enjoying. We are enjoying the journey. That's the abridged version.
All right.
Of my career.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, at least we now have a fair idea of who President is.
Easy.
All right. So, Benjamin Ofe Adu says, "Mad love to Mr. President. His vibes alone is infectious." All right. All right. Nana Asante Ansa Rasjagwa says, "Awo, long time you hear this voice on the radio. Large up, Mr. President. Greetings to Pram I, and also bless up yourself, King Lagazee. More love."
Hey, hold on. As you say that, I see. I knew I'd forget some. Ras Jaguar, I haven't heard that name.
Yeah.
Primary Suspect, aka Prime I. Oh my days, I'm in trouble. Gameli the Monkey Man, can't forget about you. Sechi Saint.
Yeah.
What was the one you called earlier? Was it Odin or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy, big up yourself. Easy says, "President." Easy, anywhere you find yourself, man. I want to you, man.
Yo, go easy with the beginning up of Easy, because her husband might be a jealous man. So be careful now.
Asaase radio.
President, easy, man. So now let's talk about Back to the Future Music.
Representing.
All right. So Back to the Future Music Limited, what exactly do you guys do?
So the company is split into so this is a bit like myself. So like the man said, my vibes. So I've had to split myself in two. So President, he's that loud guy. He's that loud guy. He's almost as bossy as Lagazee. He not play so much double, but in bossy like.
Definitely.
That's the guy who DJ in the club and compare shows and all these things. But Kennedy now is an office man.
Kennedy Mensah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, he's shy. He's shy, crosser. Kennedy, no. Because you can't be that gregarious person and you're looking after people's livelihood. Because when you're collecting people's royalties, that's exactly what you're doing. It's their livelihood.
Yeah.
It's for some people, it is their earnings.
Okay. So
you can't be that party guy all the time when you're looking after people's work like that. Oh, as we say that, guys to also big up a man like Mr. Asida, aka Nasi, Jay, also Chiame Kwame and the whole family. Apietus, even though I'm not your friend anymore, I gotta big him up, said Speed.
All right.
So yeah, I gotta big them up. Kofi Scratch and all them man there. Parquet as well. Right, so Back to the Future Music Limited. It's a music publishing concern, but our company split in two. So half of our company deals with straight what we call music publishing. That is the collection of royalties for people who write music. And when we say write, in musical terms, that means the person who writes the lyrics and also the person who writes the music. Because, you know, if you go back in time or if you go to classical music and they're working from notes, you have to write those notes. So everybody is a writer. So in publishing, we look after the writer. So the other half of our company is a thing called neighboring rights. Neighboring rights is for the actual recording. So anybody who works on the recording, so that's the record label, and everybody who plays on the recording. So for instance, there's a big rock group called Queen that you may know. They have this song called We Will Rock You. And at the beginning of We Will Rock You, there's some foot stamping in there. That foot stamping is part of the recording. If you can prove that you were in the studio at the time of that recording,
doing the foot stamping,
you earn royalties because you are in that recording. So every time that recording gets played on the radio, your foot stomping is part of that recording, so you should also get some royalties.
Wow.
Yes, so that's neighboring rights. But our clients are not foot stompers.
Definitely.
So we have people like Ansel Collins, Rani Bap, that's Ranford Williams, Dougie Bryan, Neville Hines, Dean Fraser, King Jammies, Donovan Jermaine, Jazzwad. Actually, you know of Jazzwad.
Yeah, I know Jazzwad.
Okay, so you know he's of Ghanaian extraction as well.
Mr. Yeboah.
Hey, Lagazee.
I've you know, those in the I think 2011. Yeah, 2011. He was in Ghana, and I had him on my TV show.
Okay.
That interview is still on YouTube, so people can just type my name, King Lagazee, on YouTube.
Right.
And then the
Let me
interview.
not tell you, the man bossy, man. Man bossy like. Yes.
Yeah, man.
So we look after those guys. So like, so if you think of the music of the 70s, at the time you had a core set of musicians who were recording most of the music. So they would go to all the different studios. So even a man like Ansel Collins, I call him Platinum Fingers because he's played on, you name the artists, he played on them. And like a Dean Fraser, he would say, at the time, he would say he's played on everyone from Bob to Chronix. Every artist you name, these people were playing behind those legends. So we look after those guys as well. So we also collect royalties for them. So that's the two sides of Back to the Future music. So we look after songwriters and we look after performers.
All right. So far, how many artists are you dealing with?
Are you two? You're wicked.
Oh, no, no. I just want to find out. You understand me? Because,
okay, so
yeah,
it's about 200.
200 artists.
About.
Easy.
About. Wow.
Yeah, because there's also a couple of catalogs that we have that have more than one writer. So with that catalog will come 2 or 3, but like we have around 200 clients.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
And the man Skelly Dre just walking.
Easy.
Yo. So the UK people just walk into the studio. Wow.
Hold on. He actually looks UK.
Asaase Radio.
This is Asaase Radio, and the man Skelly Dread just walking.
Easy.
Yo, Skelly.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Tell me,
I
Skelly.
need to apologize to the management, you know.
Yeah.
When we hear say the president the board,
Yeah.
I said, we can't disrespect the thing, you know.
Definitely.
If me never come in to pay me respect to the president, I'd disrespect the thing, you know.
Jesus Christ.
So, you have now.
Yeah.
I just come out of some place, you know, and turn on the radio.
Yeah.
I said, let me see what I'm going with Lagazee, you know.
Yeah.
And I hear the dog plate, you know. Brother, me there on the motorway, and I go 10 miles, you know, brother. I swing it around, you know.
Slashy, I know.
Yo, President.
Respect.
Yo, I need to apologize for hijacking the thing, but we can't hear say the president debate and not pay me respect.
Definitely.
That's my mission. I just passed through.
Respect. Now, before Skelly says anything again, let me read this one coming from Kweku Mensah, aka Mokin. He said, President was like a superstar in the 90s. Not that alone, he was like a political party, and we were his foot soldiers.
Easy.
Lord God. Yeah, so if the man Skelly is going to tell man he has to pull over and say, yo, I need to come and pay respect to President, then yo, Ghana, what exactly are we waiting for?
Yo, me I tell you, say, you know, say usually when I step in,
yeah,
I link the eye and say, wow, Lagazee, me they vote and rare.
Definitely.
But this time you never hear from me.
I know.
And the president pulled me out, you know. I said, what?
No, on the more serious, I thought Skelly was in the UK.
Why
You know,
oh.
yeah.
Whatever you want,
We hear about him.
Seriously, someone called me this afternoon and he was like, Lagazee, Skelly in town? And I'm like, you know, I need to check some of the flyers and see where exactly, you know, he might be.
Yo.
And I'm like, I'm sure he might be in the UK. You know, if Skelly is in Ghana, I will know.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
But this man, the man came in Nicodemusly.
No, man. Through me hear about the president.
Definitely,
I say, no, man. I have to talk.
definitely.
It's the president, enough respect. I can't say Jew too.
Jew too.
I just need to have to come and pay my respect.
Oh, wow.
Salute, Skelly.
Let me just make a little point.
Yeah.
You see, in the UK thing, most of us that got the opportunity to do radio in the UK, we're doing pirate radio.
Yeah.
Pirate, you know.
Yeah.
It's something that is not common in Ghana. We don't do them kind of thing there.
Definitely.
But the president,
Yeah.
them time that the man not there from pirate, you know. But,
Sid.
you know,
Easy.
when they say voice newspaper, you know what I mean? Voice newspaper,
Yeah.
those in the UK, when you call, you see, when he said diaspora or black people,
Yeah.
and he said the voice newspaper,
Yeah.
I hate that.
I hate that.
You see me? And that's where the man was, you know. When
Definitely.
we were going underground. The radio station I started playing at, no.
Yeah.
It's a pirate station, so nobody even knows where it is, you know.
Definitely.
Some underground bunker. So you go there, and you as you go, you look your back. Nobody will follow you. But those time the president was in the limelight, then to new nation. Yo. And them man are the pioneers, you know.
Definitely.
When it comes to the industry in the
Definitely.
United Kingdom,
Definitely.
when you call the president, especially we of African descent,
Definitely.
anything you are doing, just for if I come out your hat,
Definitely.
if you do on the motorway, if I make a U-turn.
If you make a U-turn, and Skelly made a U-turn. And
I need my hanky right now. Jesus.
Let me say the final thing, then you can kick me
All
out.
right.
See, the last time I see the president, you know, right? You never know me say thing, you know.
Yeah.
I was going to New York
Yeah.
from Accra,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fortunate to be in a certain part of the plane.
Yeah.
So when we enter, no, I said, Ocha, the man take him sit long time, you know. Business class, you know. But me never disturb him, because the man circle and getting ready for the
Yeah,
turn-off.
big man thing.
You say it, you know.
Easy.
So president, we give thanks. And as I hijack your show, I need to kick respect to the Earl of Croydon, Eric Andor.
Respect.
Eric is the godfather.
Definitely. Definitely.
That's the president's cousin.
Definitely.
You have to kick respect to them and Mrs. Deborah Andor and the whole Starbite crew. So
Yeah, man. Respect.
me done.
Yeah, man. Salah. Skelly, big up yourself for coming through. Yeah, man. Pay respect to the president. Yo, Pressy.
Whoa.
President.
I can't speak. I can't speak. There's something in my eye. I can't speak.
Yo, seriously, President, you've done a lot, for this space. And I think, full-time people have to recognize that. You know what I mean? And when I see our own people over here, not, I'm going straight forward, I always tell Skelly this, that I don't even understand what you are doing. Our artists and our industry people don't even link Skelly. And I'm like, are these people serious at all? At the same time, I asked you a question that how many artists are you dealing with? And you said over 200. Now, the over 200, I would like to know how many of them are African. Are Africans?
I named most of them. So, African, as in like in Ghana.
Yes, in Ghana, in Africa.
I don't think we've got 10.
Look at that. And the man is dealing with over 200 artists and not even 10 African artists. And I'm also be doing
But you know something, that is a real thing. That is a real thing. That's not about Africans. That's us as a people. We don't like to work with each other. So you find that when we have this thing of, you can't work with Ghanaians, you can't work with Africans, you can't work with black people because they will rob you. This is how we see ourselves. So I find that a lot. So for me, whenever I have a phrase, nothing is fine until it is signed on the dotted line.
Wow.
For me to get somebody to give me the mandate to go and collect their royalties, it's an honor, because that means that they're entrusting their royalty collection to me and my team. Okay. So it is an honor. So one of the hardest things for me to do as a publisher is to use a word called relinquish.
Okay.
To relinquish means to give up, means to forfeit any rights you have to collecting a catalog, a writer, some royalties for someone. So because it takes so much to get that signature in the first place for you to go and chase somebody's money, that at the point where you have to say, all right, then our paths are separating, it's a big deal for me. My wife is always like, you shouldn't be taking it personal. But it's personal for me because I invest so much into the work. Yeah. I just wanted to go back to something that Skelly had said about radio, and he just reminded me part of the career. So at the point that I found myself at a crossroads with Westbury Music, at the time I was doing a feature on BBC London. So what I was doing there was, like I said, when I was at New Nation, I got a lot more freedom. So I was doing a lot more research. I was going to like the newspaper libraries, and I was working my way backwards in reggae history. So I was collecting all the reggae charts. So I go to BBC London now, and I was doing this feature whereby I would look at the charts of today. So let's say Buju Banton is in the charts today. Then I would go back to a week in reggae history, and then I would look at where Buju Banton was in that chart in reggae history, say 1993. Then I'd run down the top 10 of that week in 1993, and then we would discuss the tracks. So I was going back to the future.
Back to the future.
Right. So now, when I started the company, I didn't want, so as far as publishing is concerned, you can publish anything. It's like being a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, you may have a specialty or a specialism in family law or corporate law or land law or whatever. But so long as you're a lawyer, all you need is the ability to study the case and study the legal loopholes that you will need to fight your case. It's the same with publishing. As you're a publisher, you can publish any type of music. So I always say to people that I am reggae. but the company is a publishing company, so we can publish any kind of music. So it doesn't matter what the music form is. So when I started the company, I didn't want to limit the company to being reggae, even though I am reggae and much of my clientele was always going to be reggae. So that's why we called it after that blog. And also I had amassed a mailing list of about 5,000 emails in the industry that I was sending out the blog to. So I was like, well, I've already got the mailing list. This is like my PR campaign. So if I name the company after the mailing list, then I can advertise myself to everybody on the mailing list, which is what I did. So that's why the company was Back to Da Future. And again, it wasn't a strictly reggae name, because otherwise I should have just named it Lagazee after my column.
Okay.
I was trying to be young and hip.
Okay. Okay.
And at the time, having a bit of a hip-hop-y sounding name was young and hip. So that's why the company became Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Easy.
Representing.
14 minutes going into the R2 here on Asaase Radio. Aaron says, memories, nice interview. Benjamin Ofe Ado, my hardcore accountant, he said it will be very nice, it will be very lovely to vibe with the president, with him behind the turntables. All right. And Junior Maestro, all the way from Norway, far away, said, and I quote, he said, Laga, if this man they both in Ghana during the holiday season, why don't we join heads and then set up something for the fraternity? All right, so it means that Junior Maestro, you're going to be in Ghana too in December, right? Okay. But I don't think President is going to keep, too long in Ghana, maximum like 2 weeks, then he's gone. Like Skelly. 1 week, 3 days, he's gone. You understand me?
Easy.
Chale, what you land in here, bro? She said, Ahane Tema. Ahane and the plane fare alone.
I don't know why you keep harping on about the plane fare.
Oh yeah, because it's so when I see the item, Skelly was here for some 3, 4, 5 days. He's gone. He's back again.
Hey,
imagine.
So basically, when I grow up, I want to be like him.
Yeah, man, it's not easy, man. All right, so Kuta John Johnson says, greetings. I'm loving the vibe and the history. Large up, Mr. President. You don't know, man.
Yes.
Nana Asante and San Rajagua says, wow, Skelly Dread, respect, your respect stop power. Oh no. Yeah, my greetings to Odinihu Kofi Opare and also Jabode.
That's the one. Odinihu Kofi Opare. That's the one.
Yeah, man.
Easy.
And also, Benjamin Ofe Ado again said, business sense from the president. Nothing is fine until it is signed on the dotted line, straight up.
Easy.
Which is right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because the reason why I came up with that was because, especially when I started the company, you talk to an artist and they're like, yeah, man, we're going to sign with you. Yeah, man. And you do all the research. And sometimes the research can take days, especially if it's a bigger artist. So you do the research and then you send them the contract. Exactly, silence. Exactly, silence.
Yeah.
And you've done all this research and the contract doesn't come back. And then 6 months later, they sign to another company. And you're like, after all that work. So.
Okay, so before you sign up an artist on Back to the Future Limited, first and foremost, how is the talk like?
Well, the process.
Yeah, like the process, yes.
Okay. So I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I don't do that research until it's fine and signed on the dotted line.
All right.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Or if I do, because I had a situation like that recently, I'm going to charge you consultancy.
Okay.
Because if I'm having a conversation with you and it goes longer than 15 minutes, this is now a consultancy. This is not a conversation. Because, again, I get people phoning me up, picking my brains all the time. So, and one thing I don't do anymore is you send me your music and say, what do you think of it? I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. Because what I find is when somebody says, give me your
thoughts on
your
the
thoughts
music.
on the music, that's not what they're asking for. What they're asking for is your endorsement. Because when you pinpoint that, I would have gone into the studio, because more often than not, it's not quite finished. It needs maybe just a couple of words, but they'll come out of the studio and say, yeah, it's all right. We can work with that. But you needed to go into the studio just maybe one or two more times and iron out. And in this day and age, it's easy to just drop in and change a word even.
Yeah.
So you could have gone in there and ironed that out. And when I point it out to them, they're like, yeah, but everybody else loves it. I'm like, well, why you didn't play it for everybody else? Why are you sending it to me? I want my 5 minutes back. You make me come and listen to you. So no, I don't do that no more. So the first things first. If I'm talking to, say I'm talking to Lagazee, first thing I'll do is I'll look in the system and see what you look like in the system, in the publishing world. So if it looks like you're already published, that's a different conversation, because it's like, well, hold on, what's going on with your existing situation? If you're not published, but I can see that there's money there that you're not collecting, the conversation needs to be going further real quick, because you only have a finite amount of time to collect your money. So let's say your track is played today. You have 18 months to maybe 3 years to collect your royalties. That's if you're in the system. If you're not in the system, it doesn't start yet. So if you're not a part of a society, your airplay doesn't exist as far as the societies are concerned.
Okay.
As in the PRS, the ASCAP, can I say GAMRO?
Yes, of course, you can say Gamro.
I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, so if you're not in the system, as far as the royalty collection societies are concerned, you don't exist. So at the end of the year, especially like the PRS, the ASCAP, the BMI, at the end of the year, they look at the pop charts and they say, oh, give me some pop names. Give me some pop artists of the day. Oh, you cry. You're just reggae. You don't know anybody. So it would be,
let's talk reggae, please.
It would be like a Drake,
a
Beyonce, a Kanye West, whoever's released music, a Shania Twain, whoever is in the pop charts today. So whoever had the biggest hits, they would do a pro rata of all the unpaid monies, and they will give them a prorated share of what hasn't been paid out. So you who don't exist, your money is in the middle of that. All the monies that are collected for the restaurants, the cinemas, the gyms who play music, all of that goes into that pot and is paid against the pop charts.
Wow.
So you need to be, first of all, you need to be in the system.
You have to be in the system.
You have to be in the system.
It means that they have to register you to be in the system.
You have to be registered in the system. So whether you're going to sign with a GAMRO, ASCAP, PRS, BMI, someone, anyone, so that you get what is called a CAE number. That's a composer, author, editor French for publisher. So you need a CAE number. It's like it's called a SNIT number that you have here.
Okay.
Right. So it's like that in publishing.
The TIN code.
Right. You need a code.
Yeah.
For you. So in England, it's your national insurance number.
Okay.
Right. So you need that in publishing. You can still collect royalties through a publisher, but you need a CAE number. It puts you in the system.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So sorry, I've digressed completely. So that's the first port of call. I'll look in the database to see how you look. That's the first thing. Then we will take the conversation further. If we deem that okay, we can work together, then we will draft up an agreement, a contract, give it to the writer. They will take it to a lawyer, or we would advise them to take it to a lawyer. Because our contracts are quite straightforward, so it doesn't have to be a lawyer, but somebody who understands contracts, so you understand exactly what it is you're signing. So they will take it away, have a look. If everything is fine, they sign it. Now that it's been signed on the dotted line, everything is fine. Stage 2, research. Now we have to go on all of the all of the databases to see what we can find with you on there. Then we have to go online. So I've got a few websites that I utilize. Before, it used to be my record collection was my first port of call for research. But now, because you have those digital portals, a lot of your research can be undertaken on those portals. So the Spotify, the YouTube, and then there's a couple of websites that you'd go to as well. There you can get a full picture of that writer's works. So we put that all together. Then we have to register everything. So, and in the registration, first of all, you have to work out the exact split that writer has. Because what happens with a piece of music is we have this unwritten rule that we split the music in two. So you have a record, you split it in two. So you split it between the music on one side. So in reggae, that would be the rhythm. And then the lyrics and melody on the other side. Now, when we say lyrics and melody, it's important that you put the two together because you can also cover a melody. Right. So those are the two parts. So now we identify how much of the recording you own, or the copyright rather, you own, and then we register your shares. When you put all of those shares together, after all your research, that is now the artist's catalog, and that is what we look after. We look after people's catalogs.
Wow.
Easy.
Oh, thank you, Romain.
All right, so wow. Looking into Ghana now, you understand me? Ghana specifically, you know, how many of them have kind of approached you in terms of this royalty, you know, collection thing? How many artists so far?
I can't put a number on it, but over the years, we've spoken to a few. But what I find is because the local society is not as strong as it could be, the local musicians don't often see the need to look after or to go and collect royalties, because when it gets played here, they're not seeing the remuneration. So it's hard, because all we can do is collect outside. We can guarantee that we can collect outside, but we're not getting a lot of airplay outside. There was a point in time that Ghana lost, I'd say, at least £1 million.
Wow.
At the point when we had Azonto, that music was playing everywhere. Everywhere. When I say everywhere, I'm talking, you'd go to, like, you're in England and you go to a seaside town. So I went to a seaside town for a stag do, and they were playing all this Azonto music, and the white kids were singing and dancing. So it was playing in the clubs, it was playing on the radio, but 90% of those artists were not published. So that music, those royalties fell into that pot that I was talking about at the end of the year, and Beyonce chopped the money.
Wow.
Yes.
So can you trace that and go in for all those, you know,
No.
royalties?
That's what I'm saying to you. You have a finite amount of time. So
Okay.
again, with publishing, so there are two sets of licenses. So there's the performance license or the broadcast license, which is what the radio station, the TV station pays. Then there's the mechanical license, which is what the record company pays. With the broadcast license, that's the one that lasts 18 months to 3 years. The mechanical license lasts 6 years. There is an interesting thing that I need to double check now, though, because right now what we have is with Spotify. I don't know how it works with Spotify in Ghana. Do you subscribe or you just listen to it free?
You have to subscribe.
Okay. So depending on how you listen to your Spotify, if you're listening to it free and you're having adverts, that's the free one. If you're subscribing, you don't have adverts. If you're subscribing and you're listening to music on Spotify, then that is treated as a mechanical license. So then that would fall into that 6-year part.
Okay.
But if you are playing it free, that's a broadcast. So they treat that as a radio broadcast. So now what I need to learn this the other day when I went for that conference. So I need to find out if those mechanicals are subject to the 5-year rule, or 6-year rule, or the 18-month rule.
Okay.
Right. So no, you can't go back and collect. That's why I'm saying you need to. If you're in a system, you have about 3 years. If you're not in a system, then it starts counting from the point that you become a member of a society. That's when your counting starts.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Easy.
So, Benjamin Ofeadu says summary of President's process. 1. Make fine the agreement by signing the dotted line.
Right.
Research to build the client catalog. 3. Register the client and their catalog to secure the client intellectual property. And then 4. Enrich the client by collecting earnings in royalties for the client.
Okay. What's this gentleman's name? He needs a job. He's looking a job.
No, he's accountant. So, he understood the language. Long time.
Right. Okay.
Benjamin Ofeadu, big up yourself, man.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah. Long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so on a more serious note, our artists over here, you know, I don't know, but I'm talking to a few. There are quite few that I'm close to, and we talk, you know, day to day, and I've been telling them that, listen, President is in town. This is the time for you to, you know, make that move, because you've been doing music for all these years, and you're not making penny off it. You understand me?
So here's another thing that we have to take into account.
Mm-hmm.
So when people hear publishing, immediately they turn into Lagazee and see pound signs. they see pound signs in their eyes. So what you have to understand is there's a similar scenario with the difference between artists. Not every artist is going to have a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you are making music, doesn't mean that your earnings are going to be the same as Kojo Kombolo say.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you have had 5 albums does not mean that your airplay is equal to Stonebwoy.
Mm-hmm.
Stonebwoy can release one song that will equal your 5 albums. So in that instance, the royalties that a Stonebwoy will earn for his one song is going to be more than your 5 albums. You have to understand this. But a lot of people believe that, like I remember speaking to this young lady one time, and I'm asking her, so have you released anything? And she's like, well, I've got 3 albums. I'm like, yeah, but how many have you released? She said, I've released 3 songs. Well, I says, well, as far as we're concerned, you have 3 songs. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, look, you have 3 songs. So as far as we're concerned, it's too early for you to be speaking to a publisher. She's like, but I've got 3 albums. You could have 100 albums. Until they're actually released and getting streamed or played, they don't exist. They're just words on a piece of paper.
Wow. My producer says we should go on the phone line. Trust me, it's 32 going into the R2 on Asaase Radio. Exactly 3 p.m. we'll be out of here.
Okay.
Seriously. 3 p.m. the sports people will come and take over.
Actually, do you know what? I don't mind sports right now because, you know, the great Arsenal, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing the best, but we're unbeaten. So yeah, we can talk sports. I don't mind.
Easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, so if you want to join the conversation, it's 0200 009 951 0200 009 951 or 0594 157 777 0594 157 777.
Easy.
Give me a call. We have the president, you know, seated, and conversation is going on in terms of publishing and all that. especially our musicians. You understand? You can call in and ask your questions. Yeah, you know what I mean. I have someone on the line. Hello,
King Lagazee.
Blessed. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Me calling from Domi. Me and I call Baby Nati.
Baby Nati from Domi. Let's hear from you. We have President seated.
Yeah, because of the president.
Blessed.
Hey, yo, King Lagazee. Yeah, Asaase radio is spreading like Akosobo River.
Respect. Yeah. Come on, say Asaase radio is spreading like Akosobo River. Pick up yourself. Don't forget we have Skelly Red also seated quietly.
Easy.
Quietly. You know, quietly. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Fadi Kwenu says Ira is strong to Ras Fianyo. You know, Akolache of Tema C7
Hello.
from Obiba Storo inside Usu Alata. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Fifi Botri, but they call me Akuma. Calling from Okunfi, Central Region.
Okay.
Okunfi and Aben.
Okay. We have President seated.
Yeah, I really thank and I appreciate the president's time with Asaase Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
But we in Central Region, I think we lack this kind of education, and we love to get this education over here in Okunfi and Aben, and Central Region, please.
Okay. So
Thank you.
okay. You're welcome. So President is here for some time. You know, all these award schemes and this music, you know, people and all that. He's here for some time. So you can, you know, get him to come and speak, you know, and all that. You understand me? It's easy thing, you know. You just have to put him in a car.
I don't know how easy. I don't know how easy this is. However, but on a serious note, the last 2 or 3 times I've been in Ghana, I have actually done workshops. So we've done some in Accra, we've done some in Kumasi.
How was the turnout?
I think we averaged about between 20 and 30 each time.
20 and 30 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're expecting more or less?
More.
Well, that's what we got. I think the biggest one we had, I think, was about 35 at Alliance Francaise.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were doing it for free. And I even remember one time I went to Kumasi, and a friend was helping me to speak to some radio stations and stuff. And I went to sit in one radio station. They had me sat there an hour and then told me, oh, we have already scheduled that program. So I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me that when I got here an hour ago? But basically, the man wanted to talk. He wanted me to talk something, give something. And I'm like, I'm coming to do this workshop for free. But I have to pay for a little airtime to spread the knowledge so more people can attend. But luckily, I had also addressed a music chapter in Kumasi, so some of those people were able to attend. I did do a couple of interviews out there, but unfortunately, the word was not able to spread as far and wide as needs be. But yes, I would cherish the opportunity to go to where was the gentleman? Ekumfi.
Yeah.
Hey. So is that like close, like a Cape Coast?
Yeah, in Cape Coast.
So maybe Cape Coast, but Ekumfi sounds like it might be a bit out. Am I lying?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if you come to town, we can arrange something.
So President, let's go on the line and pick up a caller. Hello. Sorry about that. Benji, who happens to be Benjamin Ofer Ado, is the host on the ABS.
Okay.
That is the Asaase Radio morning show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he said, you need to be on the ABS. You understand me? So from Yaad Settingz, you must come on the ABS as well.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Lagazee.
Blessed. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sammy. I'm calling from Aguna Swedro.
Aguna Swedro. Sammy, talk to me. We have President seated.
Yeah. We thank Mr. President, aka Mr. Benji. You know, we thank him for making me understand what's really music and how to make money from it. Even though I don't do music, but I love music. Yeah, because I have a younger brother who's making music, and I really love it. So we thank him for making me understand what really music is about.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your call, sir. I'm happy to be of assistance.
All right.
Bless.
Shout out to Everest Krista.
Okay. All right. Respect every time. All right.
Easy.
Oh, God.
So Lagazee.
Yeah.
So maybe we do that quick. We do that thing quick.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Quick.
So who was asking about the process?
Someone is on the line. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, right, Lagazee.
Blessed. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Raskogi, calling from Somanya.
Raskobi calling from Somanya.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my own place, oh, Charlie.
Yeah, your own place. right there.
Yeah, man. I was just Samanya hello.
Mount Roving Samanya.
One among here, Samanya. Mr. One among see. Now talk to me. We have the gentleman seated.
Yeah. I'm most thankful for what's going on this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But to the president, I don't know if he has a role playing the Ghana music industry as a whole. If not, then I think the music industry as a whole, we even need someone like this for such education to the development of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to have someone like this.
Okay.
If probably the music industry can keep inviting him on and on for such education to develop the industry, I think it's going to help Ghana as a nation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Raskobi, I love that sentiment.
Yeah.
So Raskobi is going to send the ticket for me to come, eh? Oh, I love this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm here. I would love to spread the knowledge as far and wide as possible.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I would love to.
And then Benji also said, I want to hear more from Skelly Dread. Well, Skelly is seated in the corner. Everyone say, why hear more from Skelly? Someone is on the line. Hello.
More fire, King Lagazee.
Kian, cool. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
I'm called Ben, Sakaway, Cape Coast.
Cape Coast. All right. We have President seated. Skelly is also
Yeah,
around.
big up to Mr. President.
Blessed.
For all the good work he's doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I want to know something. Okay. If you have your works on the social media, can you still register with the Mr. President on his line of action?
Okay, so your works on social media have no bearing.
Yeah.
Have no bearing on us in that sense. So what we would do, so like if your music is being used on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, then Facebook and TikTok have to pay licenses. So they will pay the licenses to the Performing Society, and if you were our client, we would get that money from the society on your behalf. But we would have to register your works with the society so that the social media company knows who to pay. That's our role.
Okay. Bless up.
All right, respect.
Charlie, that thing they look a bit to me. They look a bit complicated because you have to register this over here and all that.
No. So this is the problem. One of the biggest problems about publishing is the name.
Okay.
Is the name publishing. So people keep confusing everything else.
Okay.
And call it publishing. In and of itself, and in a nutshell, it is basically the registration, the protection, and the collection of your intellectual property.
Okay.
In a song.
Okay.
Or in a record. That's it. Everything else, when you're putting it in a movie, all of that stuff that comes afterwards. But in and of itself, that's publishing. But what has happened over the years is, so when you're making music and you're making money from music, when you go on stage, you get your performance fee.
Someone is on the line. A minute. Hey, yeah, hello.
The Lagazee.
Blessed. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
This is Benji calling from somewhere in Nigeria.
Oh, all right. Benji, talk to me. Talk to me.
Hold on. Is this Benji the accountant?
Yeah, Benji the accountant.
Hey, money coming, money coming.
You know, Mr. President, it's an honor to have you on the show, right?
Thank you.
It's a lot of education, and I think, and Lagazee, you were saying it's all complicated. Really, what the president is doing with Back to the Future music is serving as an agent, right? So instead of you having to deal with some of these societies and all of that directly, he is there to take the power of action from you by you signing his dotted line, the agreement to make it fine. Then he is going to do the research. Of course, you may provide some further information for him to appreciate the expanse of your works. Then with that research, he's going to engage the various authorizing institutions, the licensing institutions, register you as a performing or as a writing artist, and then have your works also registered. So that subsequently anybody who makes use of your product, be your works, be you a writing or a writer or a performing artist, he is going to ensure that the rights due you or the royalties due you are properly so collected on your behalf.
That's right.
So, for instance, if any social media platform or anybody on there is using your material, once it is registered, they owe you royalties. And they are going to collect, that's the Back to the Future Music Limited, is going to collect on your behalf and ensure that you are enriched. Of course, in the course of they doing their work, they'll make some coins out of it. I mean, it's business, they are agency.
Which is right.
And so, and Mr. President, I mean, it's wonderful having you on the show. It'll be very enthralling to even have you, I mean, behind the turntables, and we have a vibe, one of these days. So if you're available, I'm sure Lagazee together with Narobawa can organize something so we can pick a vibe. But big ups to you. Great job you're doing. And
bless.
Senior, you blazed the trail. And thank you for making the way open for some of us to follow.
Okay.
All right, Benji.
Easy.
Thank you so much, Benji. Yeah, man.
So let me just land the point real quick before next call. So, as I was saying, every piece of music, unless you're performing on stage and you get your performance fee, every other piece of payment you get from your music, we call those royalties. So because everything is royalties, they've mixed up the two to say that because it's royalties, that means it's publishing. But it's not. You get streaming royalties, that's not publishing. That's streaming royalties. You get you get master rights, you get royalties from that as an artist when you record a piece of music. The record company is supposed to pay you royalties. That's your artist royalties. That's not publishing. But because all of it is called royalties, everybody assumes that because everything is royalty, everything is publishing. No. Publishing is what you get paid for you as a writer, be it a composer or an author writer. The rest have a different name.
Okay.
But people keep bunching everything together.
Mixing all together.
Right. That's where the beginning of the mix-up happens.
Okay. All right. Someone is on the line. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is the name? Where are you calling from?
I am please speaking from Accra. My name is Amanfo. I please want to speak to my big sister, Madam Asaase.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a
Easy.
It's a wrong line. Call it to speak to Ashamudi there.
Hey, Lagazee, are you sure? Are you sure you haven't got somebody's sister hidden somewhere?
Easy.
Oh, it was Skelly.
Yo, Laga.
Yes,
this one here sounds suspicious. Hey, the people follow you to the radio. You see the things you do in the darkness of night.
No, please.
Lagazee.
Well, I tell you.
Where's the woman's sister?
Easy.
But,
Asaase radio.
yeah, man. On a serious note now, I know somebody was saying that Skelly. This is not me. This is about President. I just came in to hail up the man and
of course,
show my respect.
Definitely.
But I think that I don't know what the president's schedule is, but I think it will be very enlightening for some sort of workshop, to be organized on this publishing and royalties thing, because we've spoken a few times, Lagazee, and you've asked me a few questions about Ghanaian artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've tried to stay out of it because there's a basic understanding of this whole industry that, in my perception, in my opinion, a lot of our Ghanaian artists don't get.
Yeah.
And you know how our culture is like. You come in to say something, things.
I know.
But I mean, on a serious note, there are a lot of people. I mean, you can count on your fingers the Ghanaian artists that will be well versed in these sort of things. A lot of them they don't have the 4 years what this whole thing is about. I don't know if in your experience, Lagazee, you've ever heard of anyone running any workshop or trying to bring people together to enlighten them on this whole thing. Because it's not, as President is saying, a lot of people go into this thing and they don't know the left from the right. All they want to do is to sing, and they start doing that, and then all of a sudden, because when I heard for the first time that we have an organization in Ghana that collects royalties from radio stations and stuff like that, and then between them decide on who gets what. I just said, I'm not even going to talk about this. How do you decide? Because like you're saying, it's based on airtime, it's based on, you do the research, you see how many times something has been played or where it's featured, and then that is combined. But I heard some time ago, so somebody they get a big, so out of the money you collect, you go give them this amount.
So if I can just jump in real quick, because I did have a meeting with Gamera a couple of years ago, and see, you made me talk so much. Now look,
well, that was the whole idea, to get it out of you.
So the way that they break it down is because the society had been dormant for so long. When they were mandated, they're talking about phasing that out. I don't know when that's going to be. So what they were saying was they had to do it retrospectively. So much of the money that they collect is a similar situation to what the PRS and the ASCAP do at the end of the year, and they pay prorated. So they were paying prorated as to how big your catalog was. So for the tape levy money that they were collecting, that's what that was supposed to be. But then you can't put that system onto what you're getting from the radio station. This is now unfair. Because if I'm getting more radio play than, how do I do this now? Sebi, Nanampedu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna I'm calling a bit too much of a heavy legend there.
No, but that's fair. That's a fair. That's a fair analysis.
But if this last 6 months,
exactly,
I got more airplay than Nanampedu did, then Nanampedu should get
money.
More from the tape levy.
Yeah.
Fine,
but
from the radio station money, that's not his. That wasn't his. The licenses that were paid were not for the airplay.
Okay.
They were paid for this airplay.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And in this day and age, it's a lot easier to be able to generate playlists. So it should be easier.
All right. President, we have 8 more minutes to sign off. So
okay.
Can we quick do the track thing?
Oh wow, in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'll speed through it. Okay,
right.
So I'm sitting in my office one day. And I get this song, and they said, "Oh, we sampled one of your tracks, so I have to listen to the track." That's the Nicky Jam.
Nicky Jam.
Toya Mill.
All right.
Right. So
okay.
So give us about 30 seconds.
All right.
Okay. Does that ring any bells as you heard that?
Yeah.
Go on.
Cutty ranks. Limb by limb, we are going to cut them down, sang Phineas. Yeah.
Okay, play Cutty ranks. Let's see if.
All right, so let me go in quick. Where is Cutty? Cutty, bring yourself over here. So, all right.
Easy.
Hey, so no one take it personal. We not talk about done. You think me comfy done?
Okay. Y'all got me. Don't tell us how the man bossy. Tell us how you bossy, man. So yes, you're right. So that track is a cover basically of Limb by Limb.
Yeah.
But also in there, so the reason why they sent that to me is because the original Limb by Limb was the rhythm is made by a gentleman called Sly Dunbar and another gentleman called Lloyd Oliver Willis, aka Gitsy Willis.
Okay.
Now you will know their work because they did a track with Shakademus and Pliers. You have that one there?
Yeah, murder.
Line him up.
All right.
Okay. So when that tune came out, there was a misconception that it was produced by Sly and Robbie. At the time, Sly and Robbie had a falling out.
Okay.
So Robbie was working with a gentleman called Danny Brownie, but Gitsy was part of the Taxi Gang.
Okay.
So Sly and Gitsy built that original rhythm, which
Okay.
is called the Santa Barbara.
Okay.
So they did a few rhythms. One of the rhythms that they did was called the pitch rhythm. That's what the Limb by Limb was on.
Okay.
So they sent that Toya Mill to us because Gitsy is part of Limb by Limb.
Okay.
So now we have to clear his share. But then when I listened to the same song again, I was like, but there's more than one sample in this song. So play back the Toya Mill, see if you can hear anything else.
All right.
All right. Pull. You're too bossy. Before I can even ask the question, the man's coming to tell me what I'm looking for. Okay, fine. You might as well play a bit of the Sister Nancy. Let's just confirm the team.
Okay, so Sister Nancy, bam bam over here, sir.
So now, when I'm hearing that in there, now I'm putting on my publishing hat, and I'm like, oh my days, this is a nightmare because this track. So you know what the rhythm is? What is the rhythm called? Don't look on your computer and tell me the rhythm. What's the rhythm called?
It's the bam bam rhythm.
No, it is not the bam bam rhythm. It is a rhythm called the Stalag 17.
Oh, all right.
Majestically speaking.
Oh, all right.
Run the
Stalag 17.
majestic bass line.
All right.
I'm gonna skank up in here. All right. Now here is a case in point for our word. Oh dear, we nearly ran out of time. So this rhythm was a hit on its own, 1973. Just so happens that at that time, Uroy was the DJ on King Tubby's sound system, and King Tubby's had just created his echo chamber. So today you got all of these sound effects in there.
Of course.
By them time there to have an echo chamber, because he built it himself. He was a technical genius. So he built this echo chamber, and Uroy comes in the dance and he's like, you gotta play your musical Ray.
Yeah.
The dance bust. So the echo chamber bust, the rhythm bust. They played the tune for I don't know how many times they had to wheel it up. So that was a hit in and of itself. And that rhythm has now been sampled. At the time that I was working with it, it had been sampled 300 times. But now,
wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
Must be at least 500 times it's been sampled.
So, President, we're talking about only one song. One song is pulling all these things along.
Yeah, that rhythm. Yes. So the rhythm would travel with every version all the way until this Nicky Jam song. And the Nicky Jam song also has its own piece of history because Nicky Jam used to work with a gentleman called Daddy Yankee.
Okay.
So they're godfathers of reggaeton.
Okay.
So when he has a new song out, it's a big deal. Wow. Yeah, so that's basically a day in the life of Monsieur le Président.
Oh, wow. So in terms of this Nicky Jam song over here, you know, you have to go through like 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you're going too far. So it's the limb by limb,
and then
it's gonna be the bam bam.
Okay.
But the Bam Bam has the Stalag in it.
All right.
So it's 3 different copyrights now.
Wow.
So it's Limb by Limb, it's Bam Bam, and then it's Stalag 17.
Okay.
So all of those writers are now joining Nicky Jam. So when you look on the list of writers on the publishing, all of those names will also be on there, as well as Nicky Jam and whoever his producer is.
All right. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Easy.
Wow. Wow. So Eric Asante, the sports crew, says Lagazee, take 5 minutes.
Oh.
Because I don't know, say, yo, the president is here.
Easy.
Oh. Had we known,
Asaase
I wouldn't have rushed. I would have taken my time.
All right. So,
thank you very much, sports crew. There must be Arsenal supporters.
Easy.
It means you and the chairman himself are on the same scale. You know? Yeah. Yeah, man. So, in terms of music sampling and all that, before you sample any music, you have to link up the publishing company first, right? Or you have to look for them.
So here's the thing. That's like asking me, before you steal somebody's car, do you have to ask permission? That's exactly what you're asking me. So, no, you don't have to. You can steal the car, but then when I arrest you, don't complain.
Okay.
So, no, you don't have to report that you've covered my song. But then when I sue you, don't complain. So because people don't want to get sued, they come and they say, right, I've stolen your song. And this, so you have to inform on yourself.
Oh, okay.
I've borrowed your song.
Okay.
So I would like permission to carry on the borrowing.
Okay. So it means that you will do the sampling all right.
Mm-hmm.
You will sample the song all right. When everything is done, before you put it out, you have to contact the person.
You should clear it before you release it.
Okay, okay.
Because if you release it before clearing, now you're liable for a lawsuit.
Okay.
Worse if the song becomes a hit. Now, the bigger the song becomes, the worse the lawsuit is. The more money you're going to have to pay out.
Wow.
Because you can clear it now and it'll cost you maybe a couple £100. But if you have a hit, let's say your name is Kanye West and you sample a track and you don't clear it, or Drake, like what happened the other day, and you don't clear it, or you don't officially clear it, and you have a hit, not only am I suing you for the royalties that you've accrued, I also want compensation.
All right.
Because you've stolen my car.
All right. All right. Okay. We have to go now.
Okay.
The president will return to the ABS. You understand me? So I'm going to link him up to Benji, and then we're going to take it from there. But before, I finally leave you, let me start with Skelly first. Skelly, anything to say before we go?
Well, it's for me, it's a real honor, to buck up with the big man himself in the studio now. But I think he has so much that our guys will benefit from. Don't talk about Skelly, because mine is different. But with his now, it's intellectual property we are talking about. And when people are here today and they are gone after today, look at Bob. Bob's catalog now and the earnings from Bob's works, his kids, his grandkids, they are all living off it, So it's something that is very, very crucial. And if the president can find a time, or anybody, in a place where they think they have to contact the man to share some knowledge with our youth of today, our musicians of today, it would be a great thing, So that's what I would say. Like I said, I don't know how long he's here for, but the people that are listening, the people, the powers that be, link up with the brother and try and put something together.
Okay.
You see me?
All right.
Well, outside of that, I pass through still. Laga.
Easy.
Yes, Mr. President.
So, to follow on from what Skelly's saying there, so I'm going to be in Kumasi. We're supposed to be having a program over there, but I haven't had confirmation, so I can't give you details. So I guess that's a case in point. But I tried to line up something before I came, and I got today, tomorrow, so we're still waiting. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I'll find out next week when I'm in Kumasi, I guess. So unfortunately, I can't give you a date and time. But yes, I am here, and I would very much love to speak to our people. However, I must also say that there are a couple of organizations who are doing publishing in Ghana as we speak. There are also a couple of performers who use their digital aggregators as publishers. For mine, I would say that's not the best route to do it. If you are an artist who does your own production and you are your own artist, then going through your digital aggregator is fine, because that's just 100%. So whatever you get from them is fine. But if you work with anybody else, this is where the problem comes. Because they're not publishers. Their main business is putting your music up on the Spotify's and the Apple Musics of this and the Deezers and all these things. Their core business is not to collect or protect your royalties. Publisher is. That's our job. That's what we do. Okay. That's what we like to do. That's what we knew.
All right. President, thank you so much for your time and space.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right.